Let's go to The Age. This is a very serious story, and I do have some thoughts on this. Champion horse lame before fatal cup race. The highest profile international horse to die at an Australian racetrack, English Derby winner Anthony Van Dyck, was lame a month before he broke down in the Melbourne Cup, raising questions about why he was allowed to run. A report by Racing Victoria into the death found the Aidan O'Brien trained stallion was administered a nerve block injection on October 9. Despite concerns about the horse's fitness, CT scans were not done to determine the extent of his injuries. Now, look, Aidan O'Brien, regarded as one of the greatest trainers of all time. So let's preface this conversation with that particular statement. However, Racing Victoria has a problem here. This is the highest profile race in Australia by the length of the Flemington Straight, and yet every year it seems that there is a horse that breaks down catastrophically and is euthanised on the course. It is a gruelling 2-mile race under handicap conditions, and the eyes of the world are on it, and it provides great fodder for the animal liberationists every time this happens. There needs to be more stringent checks on the way these horses are administered and the way in which they are allowed to perform on this particular day.
I think many people in the racing industry are going to be closely watching this. There are going to be things that have come out of this report that we're seeing here in the newspaper today that will pose questions to Racing Victoria around the administration and the checks and balances of who's overseeing the fitness and the health and welfare of horses before they run, and the medical attention that they receive from their own training organisations before they run, and where the clear lines of responsibility are. The Victorian Racing Club, of course, is funded by the Victorian government, so there is an element there to government accountability. So the Racing Minister, I will gather, will be looking at this really closely as well, given that they fund the Spring Carnival. And it is tragic for horses, but you are right, it does give a lot of credence to the nup to the cup movement and the protesters that we have increasingly seen around the Spring Carnival in Melbourne.
Animal welfare is the greatest single threat to racing in this country, in all 3 codes, whether it be greyhounds, harness or thoroughbreds. And I know they take it very seriously. I know they do. And, you know, I've spoken to senior racing officials about this, but, gee, they've got to take it even more seriously when you see reports like that. That is not a good look at all. And I am the greatest racing advocate, I think, in this country, and I think that that is a real wake-up call,